Hey everybody, Rosie the Rascal 15 here, and I am doing a commentary track over my playthrough Art of Fighting from 1992. For those who don't know, I actually bought this game a couple of months ago. It's a PS2 version of the Art of Fighting series, which is Art of Fighting 1, 2, and 3 on here. It's $15 on the PlayStation 4, but I bought it on sale for $2.99 as you can see there. So I got this for $3, so this was dirt cheap. So I decided to buy this because, one, I never actually properly played the Art of Fighting games other than way back in the day. I used to play this game with Sunyan Metalhead, aka my friend Jerry back in the day on the Super Nintendo, but I already did a playthrough of this game on my channel. That was done with actual commentary over it, like as I was playing, but this is actually pre-recorded gameplay that I decided to do this. The only reason why I'm doing it like this is because I want to properly explain my thoughts on this game and show you that I actually did beat this game. And I want to give you my honest thoughts on this game, at least this first installment. I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I don't think Art of Fighting is like one of SNK's finest fighting games. I don't think this is by no means an awful series, but I think it's a very, I'm going to be nice about this. I just think it's a very lukewarm series for me. Like, I like the fact that what it did for the fighting game genre. I like that this game, you know, brought over like supers for the first time. I believe this was the first fighting game to have taunts, you know, battle damage on the characters, the whole zooming in, zooming out with the camera. And of course, this game added some of my favorite characters of all time in the King of Fighters series, like Ryo, Robert, King, and Yuri, just to name a few of them. So it's cool that, you know, this is kind of the origins of where these characters came from. But I'm going to be straight up with you, everyone. I don't recommend playing this series other than if you're a big fighting game fan. Maybe you want to check out the series. Maybe you're like, oh, I've always been curious how this series is. But honestly, I just want to give my thoughts on this series. Like I said, I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. This is all unscripted. I'm going off of no script. So if I ramble, if I get off track, I do apologize. This is all 100% unscripted. Art of Fighting 1 was a game that came out in 1992, like I said. This came out 1 year after Fatal Fury, 1 year after or I think it came out the same year as Mortal Kombat, excuse me. So there was already other fighting games. This is a very, very early fighting game, and you can tell when we see the gameplay, you can totally tell that this was a very early fighting game. Like, there's no combos in the game, you know. It's very, very old school. I mean, you just land one special move and you do one kick or one punch at a time. There's no such thing as combos. You don't do like punch, punch into light kick into a special move into a super. Although there are supers in this game, but they're not done like how in modern fighting games where you link a combo into a super. They're just like, you do a super hoping that you catch your opponent off guard with it. It's really like you're playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, you know, with this game. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy my gameplay, and I will be talking over the gameplay, give you my thoughts. So if you guys saw the intro there, the story is that Ryo Sakazaki is trying to find his sister who's been kidnapped, and his best friend in the whole wide world, Robert's going to help him out on the quest to find the, missing sister of Ryo, which is actually Robert's girlfriend. So, you know, hey, main character's sister and other main character's girlfriend. He is here. Tell me where my sister is. Ask for it with your power.
Round one.
And one thing I do appreciate about this game is, like, it has a story. There's actually a story to this game, which I do appreciate. If there's one thing that did age pretty damn well, and it's ahead of its time, is that, yeah, this game tells a story. Now, albeit it's a bit cheesy, it's a lot like a cheesy 80s action movie. In fact, one of my fans even said that this game's basically the movie Taken, which it kind of is. You know, the whole, like, oh, someone kidnapped a family member of mine. I'm off to go on a quest to beat up every guy till I find her. I mean, just replace Ryo with Liam Neeson, and it's pretty much the movie Taken. So shout-outs to that one fan that said that. I appreciate that you made that joke, because you hit the nail right on the, you hit the nail right on the coffin right there. So as you can see, you know, the graphics are pretty nice for 1992, you know. I mean, you can tell, like, this game looks pretty, you know, this was on the Neo Geo, which, you know, was really ahead of its time. You know, that system, arcade system, was, like, known for having really good graphics. You know, this is the same the same arcade machine that would have games like Metal Slug, King of Fighters, and Samurai Showdown. I don't know where she is. Jack at Max Bar might know. So as you can see, there's a story mode in the game, like I said. Like, you're supposed to be, you know, Yuri, you can count on me. You know, you're getting Ryo there on the motorcycle. He's driving to go find his sister. And then there you go. He's going to the Max Bar, which is pretty cool. I do like the fact they do that in this game. So you're Jack. What do you want, kid? Show some respect. Say please. Got it, kid?
Round one. Fight.
Yeah, like, I appreciate the fact this game has a lot of, you know, interesting, like, characters, you know. But I'll be honest with you, this is probably my least favorite SNK franchise because the simple reason is just that I don't think the gameplay aged all that well. Not to say it's a bad game, it's just I feel strongly that the gameplay just isn't really all that great anymore because, not to sound mean, I mean in like 1 or 2 years after this, you know, you had Fatal Fury 2, you know, different versions of Street Fighter 2. Like, not to sound mean, like in 1993, you had Mortal Kombat 2, you know, you had Street Fighter 2 Turbo by that point, you had, you know, you had King of Fighters. Even the King of Fighters series, which came out like 1 or 2 years after this game, completely make this game feel outdated, in my opinion. Now, that doesn't mean I can't appreciate what this game did for the franchise. Like, for fighting games, I mean, excuse me. Again, this game does tell a cool story. Like, he's like, listen, we never hurt women or children. I think I saw that girl in Chinatown. Like, yeah, I appreciate the fact you see that. Like, every time you beat an opponent, Ryo gets on his motorcycle, and he gets a comment like, what a tough guy. I must improve my skills. It's pretty much like every 80s action movie. You know, it's the Karate Kid, it's Roadhouse, it's like a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. It's pretty much like everything your dad saw in the 80s, you know? Like a cheesy kung fu movie, you know? Even down to this, I mean, come on, guys. This is straight up like the movie Bloodsport or The Karate Kid. Look at this. He's going to break these beer bottles. I mean, come on. How do you not get like Karate Kid vibes from this or the movie Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme? Take that. And I like the fact there's mini games to break up like the, you know, the arcade mode. I even believe the first Fatal Fury, hell, even Street Fighter did this. I mean, Street Fighter 2 obviously had, you know, breaking the car, or even Street Fighter 1, which is a piece of shit game, by the way. Street Fighter 1 had mini games where you have to break boards, or like, I don't know, they had like, what else did it have in Street Fighter 1? Oh, then there was like one where you had to like break a bunch of like cinder blocks or something. Again, very much like the Karate Kid. One thing I do like about the game is the soundtrack to this game. Like, the game has a real good soundtrack. I am playing the PS2 version of the game, so, you know, I'm listening to the arranged soundtrack. But even then, if you listen to the arcade soundtrack, there are some good songs in this game. Like, Lee here, this character, I like his theme song. I still stand by this song. Sounds like you could probably hear it at a club. Yeah, but no, I do appreciate what this game did for the fighting game genre. Like I said, I don't want to be 100% disrespectful because I know this game's old. I know it's probably outdated, but you know, the sprites are nice and colorful. I mean, you could tell, look at the graphics. I mean, for 1992, you know, this game is really pretty to look at. I mean, I'll give it credit. The graphics are nice, the sprites are nice. It's just that, I don't know if you can tell, but the gameplay is really clunky. I mean, even if you play it, guys, it doesn't play smooth at all. It really feels like I'm wrestling with the controls some of the times. It plays stiff, you know, but again, it was a very early fighting game, so I can't be too harsh. But if I am being objective, it is something that I feel like, you know, like, it's kind of hard to overlook nowadays. But yeah, like, you beat every opponent, like I said, and, you know, Ryo's like, last step, I'll kick every single guy in this town. You know, he's riding his motorcycle. I kind of wish there was a minigame where you would ride that motorcycle. I don't know, I feel like it was a missed opportunity to do that in the game. I know it's a fighting game, but, you know, just saying, it'd be kind of cool. Like, imagine if there was a minigame where you had to, like, dodge traffic or shit. That'd be kind of cool. And then you have characters like this, like King. Obviously, like, some of you are, like, don't recognize some of these characters, but I'm sure some of y'all recognize King. You're like, oh, this character, I've seen her in King of Fighters. I've seen King and King of Fighters, get it? I mean, everything about this game is, you know, somewhat iconic. I mean, seeing King, you know, the Venom Strike, you know, all that is iconic. Ryo doing the Koken, or Zanretsuken, or, you know, the Shippuken, you know, all these. I mean, Dan from Street Fighter is supposed to be a parody of Ryo, I believe, and Robert Garcia from this series. So, I mean, even Street Fighter made fun of these characters. That was horseshit. I don't know if you guys saw that, but I did a flying kick and the second kick didn't connect. That's what I mean by this game's a little janky. Now, I didn't get to show off there, but if you actually end that match with a special move, you can actually rip King's shirt off. I'm not even joking, but, you know, honestly, I don't want to show it because I don't know if I'll get in trouble with YouTube. YouTube's kind of, you know, YouTube's kind of sensitive to showing, like, partial nudity on this channel, so I don't want to get, you know, DMCA'd or DMCA'd. I don't want to get hit with an age restriction. I know it's a rated teen game, but still, I mean, you know how YouTube's, like, real sensitive nowadays. I mean, God forbid, if I show, like, half a butt cheek, they're like, oh, your video's now age restricted. Despite the fact it can have as much profanity as it wants, it's like, nope, age restriction because you showed half a boob. Like, come on, guys. Anyways, so I'm going to show another minigame here. This is the Pillar Smash. Now, this one you're supposed to mash, like, the A button as fast as you can, but Good lord, man. I was mashing that controller like there was no tomorrow. As you can see, you're supposed to break the ice. You know, a la the Karate Kid Part 2, when Daniel-san has to break all the ice. But as you can see there, I'm no Daniel-san. I wasn't able to break the ice. Get it? Break the ice? Oh, shut up, guys. I'm sorry. But, yeah, like, I like the mini-games in the game. They're pretty fun. So if I'm being honest with you, like, one thing that did age well about the game is just the sheer amount of personality the game has. Like, look at that. You see the map in the game. You get to go to different parts of the town. It really makes the game feel lived in. Like, you're not just going to some random location, you know. You're actually just fighting all around town, just trying to find your sister. It really makes the game feel like it has an identity of its own. Now, I believe this game does take place in the same universe as, like, Fatal Fury. Or, like, it takes place, excuse me, in the same location as Fatal Fury. So, that's why you see Ryu and, what is it, Terry from Fatal Fury kind of make, like, collaborations and they own each other's franchises. Which is pretty cool. But yeah, this game was, like, on the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. But, again, I'm playing straight up the PS2 version, which is just emulating the arcade version. I don't recommend playing the PS2 version just for one reason, because it has input delay and input lag. If you are going to play this game, I recommend playing the arcade version, which thankfully you can play that on Switch, PlayStation, and Xbox. You just look up the ACA Neo Geo version. But honestly, I don't recommend that version either, because it's $8 freaking. I mean, I only paid realistically $1 for this game, because if it comes with 3 games, then it was $3. Well, if you do the math, that's $1 per game. So I don't feel like I got ripped off because I spent $1 on this game. I mean, really, come on. Spending $1 on a, let's be honest, a very outdated game isn't, you know, gonna break the bank. I mean, people spend $70 on games that are broken nowadays, or shit. They'll spend $40 on a season pass, or like $30 on a skin for Fortnite. Like, it's just insane how much money people dump in games for that they're gonna, like, not play for that long. At least that's just my opinion. Hopefully nobody gets offended with that opinion. Maybe a hot take, but honestly, I feel that way about games today. But yeah, in case if anyone's wondering, I did play this game on my channel. I already played this game on my channel, but I didn't get to beat it. But in this video, I actually did beat it. Look at that shit. Look at that. What is that move? By the way, you can totally tell that this is a Top Gun reference. I mean, look at this level. It's definitely from Top Gun. Even the character I'm fighting here, named John, the guy who looks like Wesker from Resident Evil. I mean, this guy looks like straight up like, what's his name? Iceman from Top Gun. You know, Val Kilmer's character from the movie Top Gun. Then again, Street Fighter 2 with Guile, that was kind of like a Top Gun level. I mean, let's be honest, everyone. Top Gun was a big inspiration for a lot of fighting games, especially the soundtrack to Top Gun. A lot of the music from the movie Top Gun sounds a lot like the soundtrack to Street Fighter 2, especially Ken's theme. But we're not talking about, you know, Top Gun anymore or Street Fighter. We're talking about Art of Fighting, you know, the classic fighting game that had 100 billion sequels. Of course, I'm being funny. That's not true. This game only had 2 sequels, and then it just died out. Look, everyone, this game became King of Fighters over, you know, over the couple of years after this game's release, because, not to sound mean, the Art of Fighting series is just, you know, like I said, it's my least favorite franchise that SNK made, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game. I do recommend just trying out the game for the history lesson, but honestly, I don't think you're missing out much. I wouldn't recommend this game over Fatal Fury or games like The Last Blade or Samurai Showdown. Like, those are much, or even the King of Fighters series. Like, you're better off playing those games. Those are way, way better fighting games by SNK. And they're made by the same company, so in case you're wondering, like, I'm recommending the company's own franchises. So here I am, I'm trying to pillar smash yet again, but I couldn't do it, guys. You have to, like, really mash the button. It kind of reminds me of, what is it, Test Your Might from Mortal Kombat? But honestly, I just couldn't do it, everyone. I was mashing my square button on my PlayStation controller like mad, but I just couldn't get it done, everyone. It was just way too freaking hard. I'm not gonna lie, when I was a kid, I thought he was saying I'm a Mexican when he does that. Don Ritzigan. Alright, now we're fighting Pitbull over here. Seriously, this guy looks like... I made a joke about it in my arcade playthrough, but he looks like Pitbull from, you know, the guy goes, Dale. I don't know why he looks like him with those glasses and he's bald. Even that, you know, outfit he's wearing kind of reminds me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, everyone. Maybe I'm the only one that sees that. But it's a pretty short game. Like, there's only 8 fights in this game. Like, this is the sub-boss, Mr. Big. And he would also come out in the King of Fighters series. Look at that shit. He did a Raiden torpedo move from Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I like the amount of details in this game. Like you saw there, I knocked off his shades. Kind of like the other guy I fought, John, like one that was supposed to be on the Top Gun level. Like I knocked his shades off. I thought that was pretty cool. Like the game has details like that. You know, you can knock off like individual pieces of the characters, like clothing or accessories they have on. Even my character Ryo, like every time he gets hit, look, you can see like he's like, oh, like there, like he's like, oh, my stomach, like it hurts. You know, you can see his face getting bruised over time. You know, like I like that detail. Like look at my face, look at Ryo's face. It's all purple and swollen. Like again, for 1992, that is pretty amazing to have those little details. Yeah, because look at my character. Look at Ryo's face. Like, Jesus. Like, get this man some ice. Like, oh my god. Like, take that guy to the ER after the fight. I think he might have, like, a blood clot or something. Jesus. Obviously, games like Mortal Kombat would kind of do that. You know, we can see, like, the battle damage on the characters. Or Soul Calibur kind of does it, too. Or Dead or Alive, I believe. Like, Dead or Alive would add a mechanic where the characters would sweat or have dirt or blood or scratches on them. So it was cool to see back in even 1992 that there was a fighting game out there where you would see the characters have bruises on their face and like cuts and stuff. It's really ahead of its time. Again, I do appreciate those details, but if I'm being honest with you guys, it's just not that fun of a game. Like even when I did this playthrough, I was like, like again, I appreciate for what it did for the fighting game franchise. I can't stress that enough, but I'd be lying if I said this is one of my favorite fighting games because it's not. Honestly, like to me, this is like a very like 5 out of 10 game. Not a bad game, just a very I just think it's a very mediocre game. Sorry, I hope nobody gets offended with that, but I just genuinely think that this game could have been a lot better. But I did appreciate what it did for the fighting game franchise. Excuse me, the fighting game genre. I keep saying fighting game franchises. So I'm fighting Mr. Karate over here, and yes, that's his name. There's actually a plot twist where, oh my god, look at that, I got the shit kicked out of me there. By the way, the final boss, just like in any SNK fighting game, the final boss is always horse shit. You know, the AI is always impossible on these final bosses. It cheats like a mother, you know, it always input reads or it just has moves that are better than yours. It always, look like he's taunting me. And look, I don't know if you guys can see there, but his health bar is bigger than my health bar, which is really unfair. Like, he's got way more of an advantage than me. He's faster than me, he's got more health than me, he's got more stamina than me. So bullshit. And look at that, I just got my ass kicked. Honestly, this took me a couple of attempts. I'm gonna be honest with you, it took me like 9 or 10 attempts, but I kind of cut out all the lost attempts because this video will go on and on and on for too long. So this is the attempt. This is the attempt. And by the way, this was my first time beating him. I never beat this game up until today. Today I actually beat Mr. Karate in the game, and I couldn't freaking believe it. I was like, yo, I actually celebrated after this. I went to go to the bar and get a drink. I'm just kidding, I'm being funny, of course. Look at that. Got lucky with that flying kick. Yeah, look, like my tip for this final boss, if you ever play this game, the only tip I can give is just that, just do a lot of flying kicks. Jumping flying kicks always seem to work against the AI in this final boss, I'll be honest with you. Look at that nonsense. Got me with that John Retzikin, sir. Look at that. At first, I was like, there's no way I'm going to win this. In fact, I thought I was done. I'm like, I'm not beating him. There's no way in hell I'm going to beat him. So I got him with a flying kick. And then, low punch, gets me with a flying kick. I get him with a standing kick. Flying kick, low kick, another flying kick. Flying kick, low kick, and low punch. And I beat his ass. Look at the amount of health I had. That was a flawless arcade playthrough. I made no mistakes. I didn't lose a single time. Of course, I lost. I lost a lot of times on this final boss, but this is the ending of the game, by the way. Look how bullshit this ending is. Stop it, Ryo! That's Ryo's sister, by the way. Yuri, are you okay? I've been worried about you.
Yuri.
Yuri, the voice. Yeah, I'm all right. Listen to me, Ryo. That man is our... To be continued. Yes, the game ends on a cliffhanger. I'm sorry, but that has to be the most annoying ending I've ever seen to a fighting game. It literally ends on a cliffhanger. In case you're wondering what the twist was, is that it's actually Ryo's dad. Yes, this game pulled the Darth Vader shit. Because Ryo's like, I know who you are. You killed my father. And he takes off the mask and goes, no, I am your father. And Ryo goes, no. I'm kidding. That doesn't happen. But no, really, that's actually Ryo's dad. Mr. Karate there. is actually Ryo's father. Honestly, it's a decent game. Do I recommend buying this game? Like I said, if you're gonna play this game, do what I did. I bought the PS2 version on sale for $3. If you can get this game for like $3 or $4, yeah, I guess. But honestly, I would say get one of the King of Fighters games or one of the Fatal Fury games, because honestly, it's an okay game. 5 out of 10. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed my commentary, and I beat Mr. Cruddy. Take care guys, see you in the next video. God bless. Stay safe everyone.